So after March 15th, when Hillary Clinton had her sweeping victory, it was the case that she kind of let up on her attacks against Bernie Sanders. Now, I warned you guys that if, for whatever reason, she felt threatened again, she would begin attacking Bernie Sanders. Now, after 6, 7, 8 landslides in a row, well, it's the case that she feels threatened again. So she, of course, started to attack Bernie Sanders again. Now, this is not surprising to any of us, but the problem is that the attacks that she's launching on him are very below the belt. And one attack in particular was so repulsive that I had to isolate it and talk about it by itself, and didn't want to lump it in with the other attacks, like how she said he's unqualified and is basically dumb. Because this one is so low, it's so egregious that it needs its own emphasis, because that's how gross it is. Now, I just want to remind everyone that Hillary Clinton invoked 9/11 to evade criticism over contributions that she took from Wall Street. Now, she also trotted out African-American mothers of victims of police brutality in order to prove a point during one of her town halls. So she's not above using victims as political props. But what she did this time, I felt like it crossed so many lines. So she tweeted out, Bernie Sanders prioritized gun manufacturers' rights over the parents of the children killed at Sandy Hook. Really? She is literally implying that Bernie Sanders doesn't care about the rights of children killed at Sandy Hook, and that he cares more about the gun manufacturers, and is basically saying he has blood on his hands. This is mind-blowing to me. I mean, she got a lot of backlash and criticism for it, but not certainly at the level that she should have. Hillary, this is grotesque. And let's not forget about the fact that this is the same person who voted for the Iraq War, which killed over 200,000 civilians. This is the same person that reversed her position on universal health care once her palms were greased by the health insurance industry. So she doesn't care that people are going to die because of our shitty healthcare system. So it's okay for her to vote for the Iraq War. It's okay for her to defend the health insurance industry, an industry that literally leads to people dying every year because they either can't get healthcare or they're underinsured and can't afford these high deductibles. She can, defend those instances, and she doesn't have any blood on her hands. But Bernie Sanders has blood on his hands? Really, Hillary Clinton? Are you sure that you're the right person to be bringing up this attack? Shouldn't you have had one of your surrogates do that? Because this is a new low. This is what you call a new low. Everyone is freaked out because Bernie Sanders said Hillary Clinton is unqualified. No, this is what you call a grotesque attack. Now, this backfired immensely. She got a bunch of criticism for it on Twitter. And actually, one of the families of the victims actually spoke out against this. Now, Russell tweets, Secretary Clinton, please do not use Allison Wyatt, my cousin, or other Sandy Hook victims for your political agenda, and stop smearing Bernie Sanders' good name. And then, he responds to some replies saying, I know what Bernie Sanders stands for. I used to live in Vermont, and he said he will never vote for Hillary Clinton. If he wasn't going to already, then he certainly shouldn't now, after she's trying to exploit this horrible situation for political gain. Now, she's slandered Bernie Sanders in every which way possible. I've talked about how she said that he's sexist and implied that he's racist, and also now this. But look, using these types of events to catalyze gun reform, for example, that's one thing. But to use it to propagandize an attack against your opponent, which is untruthful, that's really sick. You didn't stop to think, okay, maybe this is a little bit too far. Maybe implying that he doesn't care about dead children is crossing a line. You didn't think, it didn't cross your mind? Do you not have a filter? I mean, this is the type of shit that Donald Trump would say, not Hillary Clinton, not someone who is a calculated, focus group driven candidate. So nobody in her campaign thought, maybe Hillary, don't do this, don't say this. This wasn't even from Hillary Clinton. It was one of her campaign staffers that tweeted it. And nobody thought this would be a bad idea. Nobody thought that this was morally questionable at the slightest. This campaign will do any and everything to win, man. She's proven it over and over and over again. And this just proves that she will stoop to any level in order to slander Bernie Sanders if it means that she's going to win and gain some political points. But unfortunately for her, this backfired immensely. And let's just get to this attack. Okay, what she doesn't realize is that holding gun manufacturers accountable for gun violence is not good policy. It's bad policy. Okay, and for one, I don't even believe that she cares about this, because in 2008, she was running a completely different campaign. She was to the right of Obama on guns. So all of a sudden, the one issue that she thought she could out-liberal Bernie Sanders on, she's running away with it. When in actuality, we all know that she's being disingenuous. She doesn't really care. So the problem is that if you extrapolate this penalty to any other manufacturer, not just gun manufacturers, it seems really authoritarian. It doesn't hold up. So if you try to sue knife companies anytime someone is stabbed, if you try to sue OxyClean whenever, someone is fed bleach, if you try to sue alcohol companies whenever someone gets alcohol poisoning or their liver fails from being alcoholics, well, not only is that unethical and authoritarian, it's just bad policy. It doesn't work. All that you do is ensure that these gun manufacturers now, if they're going to be liable for gun violence, they're just going to move out of the country. What you need to do is make sure that the people who purchase guns, who shouldn't have them, don't get them. So universal background checks, this is a place to start. But penalizing gun manufacturers, she's parading this around as if it's logical. No, it's not, okay? You don't do anything to prevent gun violence. All you do is you take all those jobs, people who work at gun manufacturing companies in the US, and you ship them overseas. That's all you do. So you're not accomplishing anything. You're using this to gain political points, when in actuality, this isn't good policy. It's just bad policy. So this attack, even, though Hillary Clinton has slandered Bernie Sanders in the past relentlessly, I'm honestly even surprised myself that she would stoop this low. So if anybody needs to take back an attack or apologize, it should be Hillary Clinton for this. But of course, she can say what she wants, and Bernie Sanders and his supporters can't say anything. Otherwise, you're either sexist or you're just a bad person. So don't criticize the queen. Let her say anything. Let her slander Bernie Sanders. It's cool. We have to be quiet, guys. That's the way this works. Well, in actuality, that's not the way this works. And yes, we are going to criticize you if you do these grotesque campaign tactics, Hillary.